Hey everybody. Okay, so last time I had gotten the scene animated, right? So basically, let me just refresh this. Uh, Scene by default is not animated. Then I can animate it, and I can then select red, and then I can say that the end of red is all red, and then we see this cycling of the animation over a 3 second uh, time. Now, what I said I was going to work on next was the sliders, turning this into a slider. And that was actually pretty darn straightforward to do it. I actually did it while I was watching Netflix last night, so it did not take a whole lot of focus. But there was one small issue because I would imagine if you got uh, like some documentation from product team or whatever to do this, they would have basically this guy here. They would want it to be where when you did this, you got this little guy on top. And so the way you do that is, so it's kind of funny. It says by default, sliders do not show marks up along the tick thumb track. So to get it to work, you have to add this show tick marks directive. Um, and then so you come in here and it's on the matte slider itself. And this is the end value, so I'm just going to put it in there so you can see. So if you do this and this guy should reload. I don't know why it didn't reload. It seems like it should have, but cancel, control, save. Yeah, there we go. So now I don't know what that guy's problem was, but I turn this to animated and I come over here and I select red again and I see that I have my scene and nothing, nothing at all. So I don't know. I think this documentation is slightly off, but maybe not. Maybe it's just me. But I believe you. I'm pretty sure you need this discrete as well for that to work. So I don't think this is enough to get the tick marks working. So let me just add this, and I believe that goes on next to show tick marks. So I'm just going to put that. So that's another directive, discrete. And then what I have found is that works. But there is, spoiler alert, there is an issue. And see, it gets cut off because the table isn't quite tall enough to accommodate this thing here. So if you are, hopefully, you work for a place where they're like, where you have enough juice that you can just be like, yeah, sorry, uh, it doesn't accommodate that in the um, in a table, so sorry about it. But I did put it over here on the side so you can see what the value is. If you work at a place where you could do that, then great, and you're probably better off for that. But if they just must have that show up, well then probably the easiest, the next least problem would be to make the rows taller. So I'm just going to inspect this, and I'm going to go up to the row, and then we're just going to make like the row 100 pixels high, tall, high px, and then it's taller and it fits. So that is probably going to be the most safest fix for this. It probably needs to be a little bigger because it looks like the top's getting taken off. That's probably going to be your safest bet, but they may not be happy with that either. And if they're not happy with that, like they're like, this is too big, then you might be able to like put a div in here um, and make that div sort of absolute positioned and make it bigger with a higher z index. That could work for you. Another thing you might be able to do, if that is not like for some reason not a good solution for you, um, you might be able to like change the z index of this thing. Um, and I'm pretty sure you'd have to do that in styles. So if I go, we lose it. I think we have to hit like F9 or something, F8 to F7. Nope, cancel. So basically, you need to stop it in the debugger to get this thing so that you can play with it. But inspect. We lost it again. What is it? Is it F10? F8. F9. F8. F7. Cancel. Or actually, I guess I can go like this, inspect, and then I think I could maybe put the hover on. Active. Focus. Focus within. Hover. No, it's not. Inspect. Maybe it's because I'm not in the sources. Let's see. Pause. Okay, so pause with F8. So F8. Okay, so now we're paused. So now we can get into this and we can try to find it. I would definitely avoid doing this. Like I would only do this if you just absolutely have to. And the reason is because there is no guarantee. Let's see if this is the right thing. There is absolutely no guarantee on these display none. This is kind of how I determine if I'm looking at the right thing. So this is not the right thing because it's still showing. There is absolutely no guarantee that this is that these class names are going to stay the same, and you're very likely to make it almost impossible for yourself to virtual. Is that it? Let's see. You're going to make it almost impossible for yourself to upgrade, or very, very difficult for yourself to upgrade in the future to a newer version of material if they do manage to change the if they change the style names, and these, it's just a nightmare to try to upgrade. But anyways, so yeah, you could try to find this thing. I could probably spend the next 20 minutes trying to find it in the debugger or in the inspector. You could try doing that. It's probably a big, big mistake. I definitely see people doing that all the time, and I can see why. I mean, you can't. Sometimes you just don't, like, the business people are just, they just demand it, and there's just nothing you can do. So if that is the case, then yeah, you're just gonna have to find it and hope that, and then deal with it whenever the time comes that you're doing an update. I can't believe I can't find this that very easily. Slider track. Oh, visual thumb. That's got to be it. Visual thumb. Let's try that. Oh no, see, that's already displayed on slider value. Thumb node. Doubt it's this ripple thing. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I used to be able to find it pretty easy, but that was like in an older version of material. Like I said, now it's harder to find it. I feel like a dog trying to chase a bone right now, trying to figure it out. But anyways, yeah, if you must get this slider to show up, I would definitely make the table taller. And then when someone comes back and says, "Why is the table so tall?" you say, "Oh, because to accommodate this." Um, then my number two would be to try to wrap the whole thing in like an absolutely positioned div that is bigger, and then put this in there and see if you can figure that out. And then but you've got to warn them, and they won't care, but you've got to warn them that when you do eventually have to upgrade to a newer version of material, there is a very, very strong likelihood that this stuff will break or not work at all or something. But that's about that. Let me reload and just show you the final product. I think it's pretty pimping. I definitely need to get rid of the discrete in there. It should be pretty straightforward. Oh yeah. So basically, I had to input the module. Let me pause this, and then in here, and oh yeah, that's right. I also had to add a new function Oh yeah, so I had to tell it that it could take an event because apparently this fires off an event. So at first I actually created a whole new function to deal with it, but I noticed that the only difference was that it was event, and then it seemed event.target apparently exists for all events, so that's good. Um, and then in the HTML, I just had to add this case statement saying that if it's a typed scene, go ahead and create a thumb, and it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.